Okay, so welcome everyone to the 2022 Center for Rural Enterprise Center for Rural Enterprise Engagement Insight Summit. This always happens when I hit record. I have a moment. This is a conference. You're going to learn all about this in the course components about how we got started and how we met. You'll hear a little bit more about that later. But this first launch session is about the first module of the session. So traditionally, this learning opportunity has been, we kind of don't like doing things the same way twice. So we do things a little bit differently. And this time we're doing it sort of as a little bit more long drawn out course. So you have some more time to practice the skills. And we're excited for that to be how we're approaching it. And we'd love to have your feedback. I guess I should back up a little bit. I'm Cheryl Boyer. I'm at Kansas State University. And by training, I'm a horticulturist. Nursery crop production is my area of expertise. And by necessity and in curiosity, I've learned a lot of this horticultural marketing work that we've really applied more broadly to agriculture and rural environments. So we just are thrilled to be generating research-based information to share with you and to help you navigate the complexity that really can come from online marketing and how things change. I mean, literally, as we were talking about 20 minutes ago, I got an email that changes something that we will present in one of the other modules later on. It's just constant changes. So we want to help navigate that for you. So this is our first session, and we just want to sort of set the tone and sort of show you how the course is going to work, because traditionally we have had this all in person. We have had this in a hybrid environment. We have done it all online, and we've never done it this way before. So it's a little bit different. One of the things that we wanted to remind you are we have these live sessions, which is an opportunity for us to engage. I'm not quite ready. Go back, Philip. And you can see we've got all the different time zones on it. People who participate in our programs come from all over the United States and sometimes internationally. This time, I don't think we have any international participants, but sometimes that happens. And so we will just meet we've got an hour and a half. We may or may not take that, but block it so that you have time. Don't let anybody put another calendar invite on top of it so that we can have a good time to chat. So we're going to go over how the course is going to work and who we are, who the team is, learn about each other today in this presentation. And if you haven't received it already, you will be getting a packet. So I mailed you a packet. It's got a folder with information about the course. It's got 19 handouts that we've developed for you. And these are just to help you as you learn and you process and you do some planning. We're not going to grade anything. We'd like for you to turn in your one set of worksheets for this beginning part, because we're going to revisit it later. But other than that, it's really just to help you improve. So our goal is really to help you with your goals of growing your online marketing piece and for your organization or your business, and to really be more effective with that work, because it can be overwhelming and it can really eat up a lot of your time. And so we want you to be more efficient and productive and treat it like work, because we know that social media and digital marketing can be all consuming, and it may not be your full-time job. Probably isn't your full-time job. If it is, yay, we're going to give you some great tips. If it's not, we're going to help you hone in on what will be most effective. So I also, in the packet is also, there's a fun sticker that's got our cool logo you see up there in the corner that you can put on your laptop or anywhere else you like. And there's a pen, and yeah, just fun stuff to help you feel like you are in the course. And then most of the content will live in an online form that we'll get to that. So yeah, now we can move on to this language piece. So we know that the terminology can get kind of confusing, and we have in the course and in your workbook, there's a whole glossary section for you to be thinking through what some of these social media terms mean. But in terms of the course, we realized that there was a little bit of confusion about how to approach it. So we wanted to go over that. The live session is this. So we are chatting with each other, we're learning from each other, we're asking questions, and it's on Zoom. And then the asynchronous course. So that's where you're going to be doing learning on your own. It has text, it has activities, it has weird, awkward videos of me, Laurie, and Hikaru talking about things. Trust me, there was some more than one take. We'll probably redo them next year. But we wanted to make sure that you had a little bit of a walkthrough for some of the activities that we're presenting. So that is overall a self-paced online course, and you will get a link to that after this live session. So you'll be able to access it immediately after we're done talking, or maybe in the middle. Allie is in charge of that, so we'll get there. So we have 4 modules in total. So there's 4 main sections for you to work through. And so a module is a themed section of the course that has individual lessons. So then the individual lesson is going to get into more of those detailed components. So if you saw one of those flyers that has that lined out, we'll show you that here in just a minute. But you'll find more of that in your work welcome packet. And if you have any questions about this, please ask. So I'm going to stop for just a second. If you have questions, please put them in the chat. But very first thing I want to know is, where are you calling in from? So if you can go in the chat and type in where you are dialing in from, that will be fun. So I'm going to put mine in right now. Yay, we are all over the country. So for those of you on the recording, we've got Wichita, Kansas, Darke County, Ohio, Manhattan, Kansas, Hernando County, Florida, Manhattan, Kansas, Manhattan, Jacksonville, Florida, another Manhattan, Southeast Minnesota. Katie today is in Caledonia. I don't know how to pronounce the Suwannee County, Florida. Laurie, correct me, or Sandra. So Florida, and then St. Paul, Minnesota. So we are all over the country today, and you never know, you might be somewhere else next time we do a live session. So we're glad to have you. This is going to be fun. Buckle up and hang on. So let's go to the next slide, and you can learn a little bit more about who we are. I'm right there in the middle. I'm Dr. Cheryl Boyer. And I already mentioned my area of expertise, but I'm kind of the subject matter specialist. So we approach, our team is transdisciplinary, which means we are issue focused, and we approach problems through the lenses of our home disciplines, which we are all different for all of us. And we are multi-institutional. So you'll learn a little bit more about how we met later. But yeah, so I'm really interested in helping nurseries and garden centers pull in their target audience, communicate with them. And really from the rural perspective, my heart is in helping everyone possible, whether you're rural, urban, wherever you're from, be able to have a viable business, organization, opportunity. Wherever you want to live, you can stay there, and you can cultivate an audience with online digital marketing measures and meet your goals, so that everyone can have the best life possible. And that's really what we're after. It's just to help everybody have happy lives and improve their communities and their work while they're at it. So I'm going to pass it to Laurie.
Thank you, Cheryl. I am Laurie Baker. I'm in agricultural communication. All of my degrees are in agricultural communication. It looked like I knew what I wanted to do from the beginning anyway. And I am now an associate professor at the University of Florida, but all 3 of us started together at Kansas State University when Cheryl brought us together with some challenges they were having in horticulture. And so she mentioned we're transdisciplinary, and that's kind of unique because it means we together became a new thing as opposed to each keeping our own specialization. So we've learned a little bit about each other's science, and hopefully have created a better product and better research goals and better extension outreach opportunities like this for you as a part of that process. And along the way, we've also become really good friends. So I hope that you can see that, and I hope you recognize that we want to engage with you throughout this process and bring you into our community as well. And I will pass it off to Hikaru.
Hello, everyone. I'm Hikaru Peterson. I'm joining you from St. Paul, Minnesota. And like Cheryl and Lori said, that we've all met in Manhattan, and we've kind of spread our wings to different parts of the country. I'm an applied economist by training, and the way I explain to people what I do is I study people's decision making. Particularly in food and agricultural practices. It's been really a rewarding experience, because I think the way that people make decisions related to food and agriculture all have impacts on our livelihoods, our health, and also the environment as well. And this work with this team focused on new media marketing practices for small scale rural-based agricultural businesses have been really fulfilling for me.
Thank you. I wanted to add real quick that between the three of us, if you're familiar with the land grant institution, we all have, there's at least one in every state in the country, and we have three missions: teaching, research, and extension. And between the three of us, we cover all of those in different ways, and it's changed a little bit over the years. But I'm 75% extension and 25% research. And Laurie, you are 70% research now?
65% research and 35% extension.
I was close.
Close, yeah. Our economists may say that's not close.
Hikaru, what is your appointment again?
And I'm 50-50 research and teaching.
There we go. Okay, so, and when we say teaching, generally, if you have a teaching appointment, it's mostly focused on undergraduate education, but also we do lots of graduate education. So we're really focused on just helping our target audiences. So we're not alone in this effort. Our next slide shows the team behind the scenes who have done all of the hard work to get us to where we are today. So I want to pass it off to Philip to introduce himself and some of our team members and say hello.
Sure. Yeah. Well, thanks so much. And as Cheryl said, my name is Philip Stokes, and happy to be with everyone here today. I'm going to introduce myself briefly, and then a couple of the others on this slide that aren't with us. And then Allie, who's with us, will introduce herself as well. So I'm the education coordinator with the UF-IFAS Center for Public Issues Education in Agriculture and Natural Resources, or PI Center, as we're better known, based out of Gainesville, Florida, here at the University of Florida. And a big part of my role, of course, is with education, curriculum development, trainings, webinars, things like that. And so CREE, of course, is one of our affiliate centers. We work together very closely. Of course, Dr. Baker is an affiliate faculty in the PI Center. And so we're all kind of a big happy family. And so I was helping kind of behind the scenes, as Cheryl said, helping getting some of the asynchronous course, the self-paced modules that you'll be able to do in between these live sessions. So that's been my role. And then Michaela Kanzer, as you can see up there, she's a communication specialist with the PI Center as well. A big part of her role is with CREE. That's a big part of her responsibility, working closely with a lot of the communications campaigns and social media and all sorts of other things. Michaela was a big part of getting a lot of Insight Summit organized, and now she's on leave with her newly born baby daughter of maybe about, I don't know, how old is she now? A few weeks, a month, 3, 4? Okay, that's close enough. It is funny though with babies, right? You first tell their age in days and weeks and months, and then eventually you're just like lumped in the rest of us as years. Anyway, so it's still very young. And then so she won't be joining us for the live sessions, but she was very instrumental. And then Carly Beth is also not here with us today, but she will be in some other live sessions. She's a communications intern with the PI Center, also worked on a lot of the asynchronous course behind the scenes as well, and will continue to. She's a master's student at the University of Florida in extension education. And so a big part of her role is also, once again, with curriculum development and educational pieces. So that's us. And then I'll turn it over to Allie so she can introduce herself.
Thank you, Philip. My name is Allie Morrison. I'm happy to be joining everyone today. I'm a communication specialist with the Pi Center, and I am actually a remote employee, so I'm tuning in from South Florida. But I've helped develop a lot of the communications materials and helped with the course development for Insight Summit. So yeah, I'm happy to meet you all and have you all joining us today.
Thanks. Thanks, Allie and Philip and everybody else. You know, they're very understated in their contribution, but all these beautiful slides and the amazing organization are all due to this technical team. So thank you. They really know how to make us look good. So it is my pleasure to introduce our center. You've been hearing the word CREE, which stands for Center for Rural Enterprise Engagement. And as we were thinking about, as I was reflecting on how we talk about CREE, we realized that it was exactly 10 years ago, right about now, when Cheryl, Lori, and I started working together. And in fact, Cheryl was the one who was knocking on our offices cold, like we didn't really know each other. But we all came from different disciplinary backgrounds, but we had two main themes in common. And so one was our interest in bettering the livelihoods of folks involved in agriculture and food businesses. And the other was our commitment to what Cheryl has already alluded to, the land grant mission. And there are three parts to that. It's generating knowledge of use to the society, sharing that knowledge with people, and then educating the next generation of professionals. And collectively, Cheryl, brought in the nugget of the idea, but collectively we saw an unmet need among small farm and horticultural businesses that are typically place-bound in rural areas to communicate effectively to their clients through new media or in online format. And thus, CREE was founded 7 years ago. And our work is to address the needs of agricultural small business owners to grow their business using new media marketing. And we'll go into depth about what we truly mean by new media marketing, but you can kind of think about anything that we can deliver on a digital format. We generate research findings on best digital marketing practices for rural enterprises and translate and share that research-based information to help those businesses. And over the past decade, including this pandemic that we've been experiencing, the digital landscape has really been changing for all of us, really keeping our CREE's work relevant and also busy as well. And you can see the URL for the website on that upper left corner of the slide. And it's also linked in the course. And so please check it out whenever you have a moment. And I want to talk a little bit about Insight Summit, which is our, why we're here, but it's our main vehicle of outreach to our stakeholders. It is an opportunity for us to share what we've discovered through research and translate that into how-tos for rural and agricultural businesses and other related professionals interested in improving their online presence. So we're realizing this is our sixth Insight Summit. Our first 4 conferences were offered physically, 3 in Manhattan, 1 in Olathe. Well, not 3, sorry, you can't add all of this. But anyway, a few times, most of the times in Kansas, but then in St. Paul, Minnesota as well. When we offered it in the early 2020 in St. Paul, Minnesota, we had this insight, no pun intended, but to experiment this hybrid option. And then we found ourselves in the pandemic. And so we built on our experience to offer the 2021 Insight Summit as a fully virtual option. And we have also been looking into like optimal way of delivering this learning experience to folks. And therefore, as Cheryl said, we've been tweaking. And so this year, we have decided on this exciting new format where the conference is kind of taking place over the entire fall, September through December. And we will have live sessions like today for collaborating, I'm sorry for the dog, collaborating, networking, and hands-on. Can you guys still hear me? Or is it just like really hearing this? Okay, I'm sorry. So we'll have live sessions like today for collaboration, networking, and hands-on training. But then we'll send you off to go through the skills on your own time and own pace between the live sessions. And we really believe that this extended format would enable us to build a community among your cohort with the team while giving you the time to digest and apply the learning materials into actionable online strategies, and perhaps even time to try out and practice some of those strategies that we build together. And so, there are things that we can most effectively do in this live sessions, like share live, dog barking, for example, but, there's a meaningful way for us to spend this time together. We can come together and interact to provide feedback on time. And then in between, each of you will take the time to go through the materials and then generate outputs that are ready for collective inputs the next time we come together.
And as Hikaru said and Cheryl said, this is the first time in this format. So there's a big part of this learning process that we want to evaluate and document along the way. So in answer to our question, why should I complete the surveys throughout the course? Well, they'll be fun, of course, as all surveys are, but you might be a little bit nervous thinking, oh, well, are they collecting data on me? Because we do regularly collect data and interpret that data, but these surveys are not that kind of data collection. They're really a part of your learning process. And so we're going to ask you some questions about where you are right now, what were your experiences, and early on, we're going to use those to shape the rest of the course and to help you see where you're growing and see places that we could help you as a part of that learning process. And we will also be learning ourselves because this is a new format for us, and we do want to make it better. With this subject area, it's rare we can use exactly the same thing again each time because things change constantly. And so we want to keep learning and growing as a part of that process. So within the course, you'll see a section that looks like this. Your very first one will be the pre-conference survey officially, where you are as you're getting started. And we'll use that as a teaching tool, both for us and for you. There also will be a few other opportunities where we ask you to send us things. Again, only our team is going to see that, and you. So that will be a part of the learning and the growing process. You don't have to worry about that data being published or used anywhere. That's not the purpose of these extremely fun surveys. We've also tried to keep them fairly short, which is not always the case with some of our surveys. So, in addition to the surveys, there will be other pieces that we want you to prepare to get from this. So our overall goal, as you probably know when you signed up, is to upgrade your digital marketing strategies. Take a look at what your current strategies are. Everyone will be at a different level. So there may be some of you that are like, well, we don't actually have a digital marketing strategy yet, and that's completely okay. And there may be some of you that have been operating on a digital marketing strategy for a while, and you've seen that maybe it isn't quite working, or it's working differently than you expected, and this will be an opportunity to make changes. We also have some return participants, so it'll be fun to hear from y'all, what you've seen from the last time and what we can learn and grow on. Also, increasing online engagement with your audience or your potential customers, learning how to collect analytics, measuring which ones really matter. And that will be different for every single one of you. You will measure depending on what your goals are for your business, for your organization. And so we'll work through that piece and create compelling and engaging visual content. Sometimes that's where people are a little bit nervous. I used to be really confident in this area, but now people like Allie and Philip and Carly Beth and Michaela come along and can do amazing things. So there's always more to learn and grow in that area. In recent years, we've also started thinking more about cybersecurity best practices. And so that will be a component of what's safe for me, my organization, my customers, particularly if I'm selling products online, and exploring that e-commerce aspect. How can we do this better? what makes sense, what kind of strategy can we make work. And you will also get exclusive access to our Facebook community. We'll use that in a couple of different ways. It will be an opportunity for us to share type of information both now and after the course. And it will also be a safe space for you to practice some of the skills that we're working on. So we'll ask you to share things in that group, knowing it will just be our team and your fellow learners in there. So if it doesn't go perfectly, that's fine. And we'll get a chance to talk about that and see how we can improve along the way. So while I'm mentioning that, we have a QR code. So you could scan this right now with the camera on your phone, and it will take you directly to the Facebook group to join. We will also be sending an email out later, but this may be the quickest and easiest way for you to join the group and make sure you're able to participate. We'll be mentioning the Facebook group and places to check in and what to do once you're actually within the online course. So you don't have to worry about doing too much yet, but we do want you to go ahead and make sure that you've joined the group so you're available to do that when the time is right.
All right. Okay. I'm super excited for this part. We want to take a minute to get to know you guys a little bit better and for you to get to know each other better. So I was just making a list of everybody's names, and you guys, we just had one more person join us from the, so this is fun. And if you have somebody you think you might benefit from this, you're welcome to let them share it with them, and they can still join us. This will be recorded. There's still time to catch up. So I would like everyone to take a turn on your camera, let us know who you are, introduce yourself. What is your business or organization? Because we're a nice mix. So I would say we do have some nurseries and garden centers. We also have a lot of extension folks. And so it's helpful to like understand each other and what we're coming from. And even within extension, you can be managing social media or online efforts from a couple of different angles. So we'd like you to pick one primary one for this learning opportunity to really work on. You can apply the skills to any of them, but it'll help you focus a little bit more if you pick one main one. So tell us all about that. Where are you located? What platforms do you personally use, and those that are important professionally? And what are you hoping to gain from Insight Summit? So whoever would like to go first, please jump in. And if not, I'll call on you guys. Just like a college.
My name
I
is
can go
Jessica.
first.
Oh, sorry.
Go for it, Jessica.
Okay. Hi, I'm Jessica, and I'm kind of actually freelancing social media, and I just started in agritourism. I have a personal friend who kind of hired me to work with their pumpkin patch, and so it's definitely new. I'm also completing my social media certificate with Port Hayes, so kind of just diving in and trying a new thing. So
Yay, that's awesome. Katie, I think you were about to talk.
Yes. So I am a 3-year native because apparently I just can't get enough of Insight Summit. I love you guys. I got to see you every year.
Oh.
So I have had a lot of changes since last year when we had Summit. So I switched jobs within Extension. So I used to be in Central Minnesota, focused solely on horticulture. And now I am in the southeast corner of the state doing ag production systems, horticulture, natural resources, master gardeners, and a whole lot of other things.
All the things.
So yeah, I went from having a team to being a one-woman show with a couple of part-time support staff. So the social media page that I am now taking over is in worse shape than the original one that I took over. So I've been working on trying to get through that. And then with Facebook has changed to this whole meta business suite thing that I'm still trying to figure out and navigate. Also, through my role, a lot of local ag organizations are like, hey, you're younger than the rest of us on the board. You do our social media. So that's been fun. And then my husband and I are in the process of hopefully buying some land and starting a horticulture farm. And then doing, yeah. And then, of course, the marketing and everything that goes along with that. So at this time, we're taking as many classes as we can to try and learn more information. So mostly I use Facebook and Twitter. I'm on Snapchat personally, but really that's not a big focus for me. It's mostly Facebook and Twitter at this time.
Well, we're glad to have you back. I think we were speculating on, we were super excited to have you back, but we're like, it's kind of like Master Gardener training. You hear different things every time you hear the content, and hearing it a different way, you're going to pick up something different every time. So,
Oh, absolutely.
yeah. All right, who's next?
Here, I'll go.
Hey, Bill.
Okay, I'm Bill Lester. I'm with University of Florida Extension Service in Hernando County, Florida. Hernando County is over on the west coast of Florida, just north of the greater Tampa Bay area. And I'm the county's urban horticulture agent and master gardener coordinator. And I've been with Extension for about 8.5 years. Since I've started, I've always used Facebook. We've grown our Facebook page from 350 followers to over 8,000. Used Facebook marketing for many years. Made use of StreamYard live streaming. So we've been doing Facebook Live and a lot of different things on social media for a number of years. I'm always looking for new ideas, ways to, make a more organized digital marketing plan and program, and ways to increase people's awareness of us in our county, because Florida's a very quickly growing state and our county is growing very quickly. And people are on social media. If you want to get in touch with people, that's where they are. So
That's a good point. Yeah, growing it and staying on top of it without it. Yeah, extension, we have to do lots of different pieces of that. So I appreciate that. Okay, who's next?
So I guess I will be next. Can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
So my name is Marcel. I'm also located at University of Florida. I'm a postdoc in entomology program. I'm located at the West Florida Research and Education Center here in Santa Rosa County, which is closer to Pensacola area. I am planning to leave academia by the end of the year and start my own small research company in entomology. So it will be agriculture related technologies and crop protection products. And so far, I think it's on the paper, but I see that there's a lot of companies are using LinkedIn a lot to hire and launch new products and things like that and make new connections. So that's probably the platform that will be more focusing when my business start doing something.
Yeah,
So that's it.
That's great. And we have some content later about building a website so that you'll have home base so people can come find you and you can control what happens there. Well, that's in the first lesson. I talk about that a lot.
Great.
So awesome.
Can't wait.
I guess I'll go. Okay, so I'm Tracy, two last names, Akers Williams, and I'm in Duval County here in Jacksonville. I support the Duval County Extension Office. I'm the marketing manager here, although I'm with them part-time because I also work for the city of Jacksonville. So I'm here to, so I support the small farms and enterprises agent, also the horticulture agent. And so I want to take some strategies back to them so that they can grow their social media platforms. Currently, they use Facebook as well as Instagram. So, yeah.
Okay. I'm glad to hear that so far nobody has made a list of 10 platforms that you're trying to master all at the same time. 2's great. Thank you. Who else would like to speak up?
I guess I can go next.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Sandra. I work in Extension in Suwannee County. I'm a staff assistant, and currently I am working on our website and Facebook pages. So any knowledge I can gain about those two things is going to be great.
You probably are dealing with the university content management system for the website, right?
Yes.
Those of you who are not having to deal with a university content management system can be very excited that things might be easier for you. But they're very branded the other way. Pros and cons.
They are, yes.
Thank you. Who's next?
I can go. I am Terry Roberts. I am a new employee working as a training support specialist at K-State University and K-State Research and Extension. I will be helping to support a few different departments, horticulture, entomology, plant pathology, and I believe I will be mainly working with websites and Facebook. And I hope to, learn about social media marketing strategies and how to create interesting and relevant content.
Yay. And I get to work with Terry. She's new on my team, so I'm excited to have her here.
Excited to be here.
Okay.
I can go next. My name is Peyton Bedford, and I'm the communications manager for Johnson County's Extension Office for K-State Research and Extension, so just a little south of Kansas City. I'm a K-State grad, go Cats, and I basically am in charge of website maintenance and all marketing or communications aspects. And as of platforms, we use Facebook and Instagram pretty frequently, and we're slowly starting to trickle back into Twitter and LinkedIn.
Yeah, and you've got some agents who are using some of those other platforms too. So
yes,
lots to coordinate and manage in a big,
oh yeah,
well, very visible local unit. So
yes,
glad to have you here. When I say local unit, that's a Kansas thing. We have districts because there's 105 counties in Kansas, and some of our local units are multiple counties so that the agents can specialize a little bit more. So when I switch hats, I talk about local units a lot, but basically I mean counties, and Johnson County is one. It's just a really big one with a lot of people in it. All right. Who else?
I'll go next.
Yay. Hey, Andrea.
Since we're all K-State here the past few minutes, I am Andrea Hilliard. I am in Southeast Kansas at Southwind District. We encompass 4 counties. I've been doing the website for the past 13 years that I've been here, and our social media person for the district quit a few weeks ago. So I was asked if I would like to take that on, and I said yes, because I like a challenge, and it's been really challenging. So here I am. I need help in everything that I don't have a marketing plan. I've got the creative side in my blood, but I don't have a plan, and I need one.
Awesome. We can help you with that.
Yay.
Yay. Okay, cool. All right, I'm going to scroll through your pictures and see who hasn't said hello. Taylor.
I can go next. Hi. My name is Judy Spear. I'm in Manhattan, Kansas, Kansas State University, and I am communication marketing specialist for 2 federal programs or grants, FNEP and SNAP-Ed. And SNAP-Ed is beginning our social marketing program. Anyway, we're at the point of having focus groups right now. And that is with those that are on SNAP benefits. So I'm not in the horticulture, but I always learn something new at these Insight Summits. So I'm always interested in getting in here and learning more. And especially since our social marketing person left. So I've been kind of thrown into the position as Andrea has also. So anyway, personally, I like Facebook. I do a lot of Facebook. I also do it here at the office. I had to take that on. And I take care of the website, 2 websites, the FNAP and the SNAP-Ed website. Oh, yeah, that's right. Only 2. I lose track sometimes of everything that goes on. But basically, yeah, I'm here to learn more. And I was actually in Florida in June at the University of South Florida. They had a social marketing conference there. So it was nice being somewhere else.
Except maybe, like I keep telling Laurie, Florida needs to happen in the winter because it's nice there in the winter and it's not nice in the summer. But thank you for saying hello, Judy. I was about to call on Taylor earlier. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm good to go. I'm Taylor Dill, and I am the I'm in Ohio. I'm Ohio State Extension for Darke County, so that's Western Ohio, right on the Indiana line. And so I'm the Ag and Natural Resources educator, and I'm also part of our crops team. And our crops team is starting to do, like, we're trying to get better at social media, and I'm on the team for that. Plus, I would like to improve what we have in our county. We mostly use Facebook. And then also my dad and I kind of want to get some specialty meat for our farm. And I would be the person in charge of everything marketing and finding all the pigs, and he would just like to pharaoh them. So I would be all of the other parts. So learning for work and for personal as well.
Yay. That is all, like, that's a lot. And we have a similar structure here. So, and as you guys are kind of talking about some of these agritourism businesses or custom meat products, like we have worked with people that have organizations like that. We've done research to try to figure out how we can help you approach the social media marketing piece. So I'm super excited to hear that you guys actually have some operations where those specific scenarios that we worked on can be applied. And I just realized I didn't put my microphone in front of me when we started. So, you know, it's a day, solid day. Who's next?
I can go next.
Is that Ariel? I hear your voice.
Yes. Hi. Sorry, I'm joining from my phone, my laptops. I'm having a day. I like spilled pudding on myself. It's like a total day. My name is Ariel Whiteley-Knoll. I've been working for K-State Research and Extension for the last 5 years as the horticulture agent in Shawnee County. And I actually just transitioned. I'm now the communications coordinator for the Kansas Forest Service, still under the umbrella of K-State Research and Extension, but kind of a different department. Sorry to tell you, Cheryl, I'm one of the 10 platform people. We've got a lot, but I've built those over time. Even though I just started in this position, I've used a lot of those platforms in the past. So Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Flickr, LinkedIn, a little bit on Pinterest, not much. And then I use Hootsuite to manage a lot of those, which I've actually really enjoyed using that more. And then the very icky CMS website management tool that K-State gives us. We haven't gotten a new one, so that's a little clunky.
And then an e-newsletter.
Oh yes, I just sent my newsletter out, and I checked the links 12 times, and Spotify went down for 1 hour, and I just put out my new podcast episode. So it is everything I touched today is just not going the way I want, but it came back. That's what matters.
Having a day.
I am, but I'm really excited to take this class. I actually took it, I think the first year you did it. It was several years ago, pre-pandemic, so it's a blur. But I'm really looking forward with Kansas Forest Service to making a very intentional strategic plan for social media, not just sort of posting and hoping for the best. So that's what I'm hoping to get out of this, is just a really solid plan for the organization.
Yeah, I think we can get you there. And I appreciate your comment about having built platforms over time, because that makes the difference. I think a lot of people make the mistake of just thinking they have to be on everything, and it's too much all at once, but over time it's manageable. So
totally,
even if you're like newly to that place, you can begin to see how each of the platforms is approached differently and how you might put your own spin on it. So thank you. I appreciate that. All right, we've almost got through our list, got a handful left. Who would like to introduce themselves?
I can go next.
All righty.
And I apologize. I don't know what is going on with my video recorder right now, but I'll get that fixed before the next session. My name is Maddie, and I'm a senior at Pittsburgh State University. My major is actually marketing, and they don't offer a whole lot of digital marketing courses and social media marketing courses. So I'm just trying to learn as much as I can before I graduate.
That's awesome. Thank you. I'm glad to have you here.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Mhm. Okay, we just have 3 or 4 left. Sita, would you like to?
I'm sorry, I'm having technical difficulties. Also, I'm on the phone now, and I don't even know if you can see me. This is all new for me, the social media part. I have a small microgreen business selling as a vendor at the Alachua County Farmers Market here since 2015. And I'm on the board, and we're realizing that we need to work on our social media part. So I'm here to represent Alachua County Farmers Market and get all the information and share it with everybody and grow and help our little market grow we've had since 50 years, and we just need to expand in the social media world. And so I'm happy to be here and nice to meet all you guys.
That is awesome. Thank you for sharing that. That is a target audience that we really want to be a part of this training. So thanks for representing the farmers markets.
Yay.
Okay. Let's see. I'm going to scroll through.
I'm happy to go next.
Yes.
So my name is Jacqueline INJ. I originally came to Insight Summit, I think 2 years ago was my first one. It was hybrid. And I came as a freelancer consultant, and that was a great experience. But now I've come back. I'm a faculty member here at K-State in the Department of Communication and Agricultural Education. And I teach our new media technologies class, which is also our social media class, apparently. So my students want to be ready and want to learn more about social media and how to manage it and the analytics behind some of the more common platforms that the businesses they intern with and work with need. So I am here to make sure I'm up to date and have good knowledge to then bring to the classroom this semester. So thank you, and looking forward to this fall.
Yeah, I appreciate you saying that. We rebranded from New Media Marketing Bootcamp to Insight Summit because we really wanted to focus on the analytics piece. And part of that is both, how as a business, if you have a business, how can you know you're making a difference? How can you measure that and know I'm improving and this is turning into sales or whatever I need it to be. And from the flip side, from the extension side, sometimes it's tricky when we have to do our annual evaluations and show impact. And so how can you use the platform's tools inherently and also build something else that can demonstrate what you've done? So we have built some tools for that. So I'm excited to have that you are able to influence people on all sides of that spectrum. So thanks for joining us again. Okay. Do we have, let's see, I'm gonna scroll. Anybody else that I've missed, or is everyone gone? I think Alex, would you like to go? I think you're the last one.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, sometimes this doesn't work. Oh, it worked. Okay. I'm Alex. I work for a landscaping company in Wichita, Kansas, and I do our social media marketing and all of our content creation. So basically, I also would like a more detailed plan to have. Right now, I just make things pretty, and I know enough about algorithms and things that we do okay, but I would like to learn more. So
awesome. I'm super glad. I think I've talked with Luke, and I know that several of the groups down there were wanting some training, and I wish that we had gotten this out earlier so more people could see it. But
yeah,
next year we'll have it out earlier. Sometimes we're building this as we go with stuff we've had from before, but we're trying to get to help businesses like yours. So I'm excited, and hopefully you'll be at Turf and Landscape Conference in December.
Perfect.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
Okay, I think that's everyone. Thank you all for turning on your cameras and your microphones and saying hello, and plan to get to know each other more as we go throughout this semester. And hopefully this will give you a bit of a reference. So when you're engaging with each other on Facebook, in the group, or in the other live sessions, that it will help frame sort of the different challenges that we might be having and our overall goals, and also to like help us celebrate accomplishments as we move through the course and things work and plans come together. So we're looking forward to seeing that for you all as well. All right, what's next? Is this one me? This was totally me. Okay, I kind of started talking about this earlier without my slide. I have a tendency to do that. Sorry about that. We're gonna focus a little bit more and point out these live event dates. So September 14th, October 12th, November 16th, and December 14th. And I sent out calendar invites for those. The meeting link is the same. You also have it in email. Some people use digital calendars and some people don't. So I wanted you to have it in both places for whatever is easiest. And I couldn't do a recurring event because November 16th is on the third Wednesday of the month instead of the second. But these are the times that are coming up. Those in between those times, and I just have been pondering this today, so I will wrap up this thought and send it to you. We'll send it a follow-up email tomorrow with just kind of more information and checking in. I think I may set up some office hours so that you can sign up for some time to meet with at least me. I know I will be able to have time available for you. And then if Laurie and Hikaru are available, they'll be able to pop in also. So as you're working through some of these things in the middle of these sessions, you can have a chance to touch base, but you can always just call or email, or we'll set something up. So these are the times that we're going to do Zoom and meet together and chat. And then we have the modules. September is going to focus on just sort of setting the tone, helping you understand us a little bit better, so we can, that a lot of this first module is showing you the work that we have done as a team to demonstrate that we have done the homework and we are experts, or we know what we're talking about, and also we're a close team that likes to work together, that you can feel comfortable with. And then we get started with some storytelling and helping you figure out where you are now, so that you can begin to set some goals and think about where you want to move toward and what makes sense for you. So, and then we'll get into analytics. There's a link to some more complicated things. Complicated is not really exactly the right word, but advanced scares some people. But if you want to dig deeper, we have some more resources for that too. We've got lots of different levels for you to look at. Then in October, we're going to switch gears a little bit and really look deeper at some of the different platforms, websites. There's a handful of different website platforms, and different ones make different sense for the structure of your organization and what you're trying to accomplish. But you know, if you're part of a university with their own content management system, there's that part, you know, you probably have to look internally for some of that stuff. But lots of times we have projects that we can set up on some external platforms. So we're going to go over websites, e-newsletters, different platforms that you might want to consider. A big bit on Instagram. There's a lot to know about that platform. So we have a whole separate module for that one. And then a little bit about going live. So you're going to get to practice going live, and the Facebook group is a safe place for that. So you can put it in there and get feedback from everybody else without putting it on your own channel before you're comfortable and ready for that. So we'll have time for that. Then in November, we're going to go a little bit deeper with visual content. We'll go over some research highlights from other people. So we've got our research highlights early, and then in the middle, we're going to talk about the type of work that other people do that's relevant to this content that maybe are not necessarily on our team, but we definitely work with. And then we have a whole section on e-commerce, and a new area of work for us is cybersecurity. So we've been really sort of digging into that piece, as things change. You know, there's both the how do I stay on top of the social media platforms, and how can I be safe while I'm doing it? Because as much as we like to think the best of people, there's plenty of people out there looking to take advantage of small businesses and big businesses. So we wanted to help set you guys up for success and safety at the same time. And then in December, we're going to sort of pull it together and help you think through how all of this makes sense as a whole piece, and how it can be made a sustainable part of your regular workflow. And we're going to celebrate and make sure that we put an end cap on this experience together and say goodbye. So that's sort of the plan. There's these 4 big components, and on the next slide you'll see sort of how that looks in terms of weeks. So we've got live sessions right at the beginning of each module, so definitely have some end pieces. Then we will meet again in a live session, and we will give you access to the second. So you don't have access to all of it at one point. You have this first part until next month when we meet, and then you'll get the second part, and then the third part, and then the last little bit we will just end cap with and I'm using my cursor and you can't even see that, sorry. And we'll end cap with the live session on Zoom at the very end, right before Christmas. We should all we need some cool backgrounds or animations. We were looking for party hats earlier, but we need presents or something. We'll figure it out. It'll be fun. So yeah, so with that, I'm going to pass it over to Philip to talk about the platform that we're using, which was new for most of us, and we're really excited because it's working out really well. So Philip, take it away.
Sure. Thanks, Cheryl. Yeah, I'm going to talk about the platform and all of the kind of self-paced learning components that we're all going to be doing in between each of the live sessions. So the platform is called RISE, R-I-S-E. You can see it there on the screen, and I'll talk about this slide in just a second. But it's a learning management system. The great thing about it is it's all sequential, it's step by step. So it kind of takes you through this learning path, and it's all kind of laid out in front of you. It will be the kind of thing where once you get in and you start, you open up the course and you click on things and look at all the different lessons, it'll all make sense, and I think it'll all line up. Of course, as Cheryl and others have mentioned, we're always here. Email if something comes up in between, we're certainly happy to reach out and talk. But I'm going to talk about now kind of how to get into the course and all of that. And like Cheryl also just said, we're going to have those 3 main modules with all of those lessons. You're going to get those each month, right? So you're not getting them all at once. You'll get module 1 today. Okay, so how do you get into RISE and get into the module? So first, you all should receive an email. And Allie, I want to check. Were you able to send those emails out already? Whenever she. Okay.
Yes.
Perfect. So if you want to check now, you can, or if you want to wait until after we get off of Zoom today, that's totally fine. You should receive an email that looks just like this. It'll be from, help@rise.com. So if you're looking for an actual email address, help@rise.com, and it'll be from Welcome to Insight Summit 2022. That should be the subject. Welcome to Insight Summit 2022. And this is what it'll look like. So you should receive this. If anyone's on, can you tell me, maybe show a hand or just say yes or no if you have already received this email, just so we know? Okay, so Tracy, you have received it? Yep. Others, it looks like I'm getting thumbs up, applauds, all that kind of good stuff. Great. So it looks like
junk or your clutter folder.
Yeah. So if not, once again, you can look in your junk folder for that help@rise.com email. So this is what it'll look like. You hit accept the invite, that orange button right there. It will have you set up a username, or with your username can be your email and then a password. So make sure you just save that password somewhere, whatever, however you use it, in a keychain or write it down, whatever works. But you will create an account that you'll be able to log back into. So this is what that screen will look like once you do that. And then you just create the account. Pretty self-explanatory, I think, there. Okay, so in order for us to be able to put the module then in your account, if you will, into your learning database, if you will, you have to do those steps. And then once you're in, we will add the module to your, we'll add it to your database, if you will. So you'll get another email that will look like this right here in 2022 Insight Summit Module 1, and then you can just hit get started. And this email should be from, if you're looking for email addresses, notifications-no-reply@rise.com is like the email. But all you have to do is once you get that email, you just hit get started, and we'll kind of go through. This is what it'll look like. So this is an automatic video. You would hit get started, and it'll just kind of show you what that process looks like. So then this is what the course looks like when you hit get started right here. These are the different lessons and resources. You hit start course. And then, like I said, it's all kind of laid out sequentially. You can just go through it step by step. It'll talk about some of the things we've already done. But yeah, now we're just repeating here. So let's see. Okay, so and then this is also kind of how the different lessons are broken down. So you can see them there. There's the introduction, the welcome, and then all of the lessons we talked about. Towards the bottom there, there's the Module 1 summary with some different resources. In that box there that is circled in red, the welcome packet that some of you may have already received in the mail, and if not, that should be coming. That's in there, and all of the worksheets as PDF files are going to be in there as well. And these are the worksheets for the entire quarter, for the entire conference, if you will, for all of Insight Summit this fall. And so I just want to make sure everyone can kind of see how it's all laid out. Okay, and then one of the last things I do want to say is this web address right here, cree.rise.com, cree.rise.com. Bookmark this, write it down, keep it somewhere, because this, if you're ever wondering, okay, how do I get back to the course? You can always use this web address, and you would log in with your username and password that you set up. And so once again, just keep it handy. And I think that's about it. It's really pretty self-explanatory. I think once you get in and you start going through the process, it's like signing up for a lot of things, but once you're in, it should all be there. So before we move on from this section, I just want to open it up and see if Cheryl or Lori or Hikaru or Ali or anyone else wants to add to anything that I just said. No. Does anyone have any questions before we move on about all of this process? We wanted to walk you through it so you could see it, but also once you get the emails, it should also you should also just be able to do it on your own as well.
If you didn't get the email,
yes,
you can put a private message in or a regular message, or you can email us and we will troubleshoot just as soon as we can.
Yeah.
Okay. This one's Laurie.
Right. So we have had some people, again, we're in this new format, ask us some questions, which have been helpful in thinking through our thought process. So these are literally the outcome of one of your questions. Actually, I think it's a participant who wasn't able to join us here today, of what should this learning experience look like? So it can look like anything you want it to. So don't get super hung up here. But if you're looking for how much time should I spend on this? What could a calendar look like for this? We created these as a potential progression through Module 1, so you'll be prepared when we meet again in October. These are also available as downloadable graphics within the course. So if you're the type of person that wants to print these and put them up on your wall, kind of look at it, check it off, make sure you're on target, those are available for you. So this is kind of recommended, but it can look like what you want to, but complete the lesson includes filling out any of the accompanying worksheets. And we created this on the amount of content and the number of worksheets associated with each lesson. So some of you may go through one section really quick, and there may be something else that you're like, oh, well, this is going to take me a little longer to figure out what I want to do here, or I need to meet with some other people to figure it out. But essentially we said, let's dedicate around 3 days to that lesson 1, 4 days to that lesson 2, 3 days to that lesson 3, 5 to 4, 5 days to lesson 4. Sorry, too many numbers there. Lesson 5, more like 7 days, and lesson 6, 5 days. So again, it may vary for you, but as you're wanting to maybe block off your calendar or manage time or tell people, hey, look at this calendar, I have things to do, leave me alone. Whatever you need for that process, we hope these will help you as a guide. And then we'll be asking for your feedback along the way of, was that the right amount of time? Should we have given you different ranges? Because again, in this new format, we're not totally certain. Before, in our other learning opportunities, one of the major feedback we got in our evaluations was it's a lot of information to be covered in only 3 days. And so that's why we've tried to stretch it out a little bit and allow you to have a deeper learning experience. But because you're the first ones, we're guessing some on this time, but this is potentially what the schedule could look like for you. And hopefully you find this helpful. And again, we're open to feedback in that process. So
we do have a question in the chat about when we say day, how much time do we need being?
Yeah, that's a solid question. Not a whole day. You don't have to quit your job to do this course. Probably a couple of hours for that day. So, and again, some of them you may have already thought about some of these things and they're going to go really quick for you. And some of them, maybe it's going to take you a little more time to do. So these are estimates, but we do not expect it to be an 8 to 5 day kind of job in that scenario. But that's how we've kind of blocked them out for you to start thinking about that part and putting some time on your calendar to really focus on this information. Some of it depends. There's a combination based on your learning style. So some of the content you're going to read, some of the content, there's videos. There's also sections where we link to additional resources that you may or may not have time to read right now, but you want to save some of those for later. So it is a true kind of self-paced learning process. But yeah, that's a great question.
And hopefully you're really curious, and I think the course is fabulous. So I think you'll want to keep clicking through and learning it. Some of it might go super fast, and others of you might want to go over it multiple times just to follow it. And some of it, like especially in this first section, there's a section on trends, and you might not fully absorb all of that until we get to the end and you're thinking through some other pieces, and you might want to go back and reread that. So I think that's a real nice benefit of this asynchronous self-paced course, is that you can go back and really review stuff in a way that isn't quite the same when we are just talking at you for 3 days. So sorry, Laurie, go ahead.
No, that's fine. And I think the same is probably true with the analytics piece in particular. You may want to watch that now. You may not be ready to do it yet. So it may be something that you're like, that's great to know. Glad it's there. I'll come back when I'm ready. Okay, so you will have a to-do list at the end of each of the modules. And so we essentially want you to complete the live session modules on October 12th or before October 12th. So at your own pace, your to-do list right now is to accept that invitation. Hopefully that happens a little bit sooner. You need to access the modules to get started and then complete those modules. There's a more detailed to-do list at the end of the modules because you have already completed some of your activities. There's at least one of those activities that we want you to take a picture of, or if you're completing it as a PDF, fill it out, send it back to us again so we can see where you are and we can figure out before our next live session what questions you have, how we can help you with things. So the same is true when you get that very fun survey section, is complete that so that we're prepared to come back ready to help you in the best way possible. We also want to be a resource for you. I hope we've kind of made that clear. I think this format is what people have been asking for. It's what makes sense. It's what's happening in the trends, but we are also very high touch people. So I think the, hey, go learn on your own piece is a little different for us. So if you're in the same boat and you want to hear more from us, feel free to contact us. If you would prefer to just do the course and not contact us, also okay. So whatever you prefer, we would love for everyone to make the live sessions as much of a priority as you can so we can engage with you there. If you'd rather engage with us in another format, the Facebook group will also be there. And as we give you kind of assignments for things you'll post in there, we will engage with you in that format as well. Some people I know would prefer not to talk in these kind of sessions, but would rather do that privately or have it in a text format. So whatever you're comfortable with, we are open to, and we're just really happy that you chose to spend your time with us and are going to start this learning journey together.
Yay. Well,
any questions are fine. I think we've also answered them along the way, but if there's still some questions, feel free to throw those out. We'd love to help you answer those now.
Sure. So I've just registered for the course and I don't have anything in my learning. Will that happen a little later?
Yes. So now that you've accepted the invitation, I'll be able to send you an invite to module 1. So you'll get that email a little bit later on.
Okay.
And that's a great point, Tracy. Yeah. So there is like that 2-step thing. It's one, accept the invitation to join our RISE team, if you will. And then once you do that and create your username and password, then we will, that's another step on us to go in and add that module to your learning course list there. So yes, you will see that very, very soon. Yes.
Thank you.
who else has a question? This is our time just to chat. This is our last slide. So if you need to hop off, you're more than welcome to do that. And if you'd like to stay in chat.
I'm going to go ahead and put the Facebook group QR code up in case anyone didn't get that. And
it's linked in the course too.
Yes. Yeah. But
thank you.
It sounds like we're going to be going over some website stuff. Are you guys going to be recommending different website platforms that are a little more user-friendly, talking about some of those cost differences and things?
Yes, that will be in the second module. So this module is sort of like we talk about websites just in terms of the integrated online marketing map, and just to see what you have and how they interact with each other. And then in the next section, we'll have some time to talk about all the different platforms. And in the third one, we have the components that integrate the e-commerce component to those websites. And so like I should take a moment to say that we don't necessarily endorse any one platform over another. They all have their pros and cons, and they all fit what everybody's trying to do differently. So, but yeah, like we tried to take the most viable ones or the most popular ones with enough features and present them in a way that like you can start with a really basic one. But depending on where you think you might go, you might pick a different, more basic one that might get you where you need to be later down the line. So yes, that content is coming. If you
Awesome.
want a preview of that, if you go to the website, we've got the touchless transaction series that integrates kind of all of it in a really condensed, like 1 hour webinar series, and there's written stuff too. So if you want to check that out, it's about, we developed that to help people because of the pandemic. But it really is a lot about e-commerce and all the different platforms and how they work together. So yeah, you're welcome to check that out if you're just really anxious for website content.
No, I just wanted to make sure it was something that was going to be covered. So,
That's
but I might check that out later as well. So thank you.
That's like my little nerdy piece. Anybody else?
Are you going to be talking about like Hootsuite and advantages to using that kind of organization system, or other ones that do the same thing?
Yeah, there's different tools like that we will cover later. It'll be a
Okay.
little bit further down the line.
Yeah, I think it's in the management section, which I think is maybe, I don't know if that's 2 or 3, but yes, is the answer.
And we hope this is really simple for you. We hope we're not trying to make it complicated. Our goal is to make it like to get rid of all the excess stuff that makes it messy and confusing, and make this entire content and concept something that you can take and run with, instead of digging through layers and layers of information on digital marketing. There's a lot of different courses and courses you could take and resources you could learn from. And we hope this one helps those of us who are really targeted in the ag area to make decisions that help our lives be better and help us achieve our goals. Oh yeah, thanks, Larry and Allie, putting all the things in there. So yeah, that's all linked in the course too. But if you want to check us out, that's all on rural engagement. Okay. Well, if nobody has any other questions, I'm going to go ahead and turn the recording off, but we'll stay here for a few minutes if you'd like to chat about anything else. And in the meantime, we'll be in contact via email. You can call us, and we're going to see you again another month. So thanks again for being here, and welcome to the Center for Rural Enterprise Engagement Insight Summit team.